Okay, this is gonna work. Yeah, we're good. Okay, welcome back. So, what did we do this morning? We were building a. I was studying for my exam. I had an exam using MATLAB, and I'm not great at MATLAB to be honest. So, this took some time. I'm not very comfortable with the syntax yet, but it's raining so heavily outside. I don't know if you can hear that. But yeah, I'm basically just trying to get comfortable with the MATLAB syntax, and I had a test on it, so hopefully that went pretty well. But I guess we'll see. My strengths lie in Python, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's open it up, and we're going to see where we're at. We're going to see where we're up to. So over the past couple of days, I've been trying to make a predictor for wages. So I collected data from a database, IPUMS, some kind of census statistics. And yeah, the goal is basically that we need to predict the wage. So I'm going to walk through how I'm going to solve this problem. But first, let me set up my time lapse so I can post so we can get more people to hang out in this pod, because right now we have a grand total of 0 people in the chat. And I feel like a crazy person out here talking to myself the whole time. But apparently it's meant to be good. Apparently it's meant to be a thing. Allegedly. Allegedly. So I guess I'll just lose my mind with the thoughts of doing that. So very new to all this streaming and recording. It's kind of crazy, honestly. I think today I'm trying out different angles for the camera. I'm thinking we could do a heightened one today, just to switch it up a little bit. I'm trying to find out like optimal angles. So that's not gonna work. Is that gonna work? We'll try from here today, like behind me. Okay, maybe that'll be pretty good. I'm hoping. Okay, start the time lapse. I have to go check it as well. Probably should have done this before signing up for the stream, but we're in this together, boys. We'll put it right there. Okay, great. So this is what we're going to do today. I'm going to open up the notebook that we had from yesterday. Oh, it's empty. Just got coffee. I think I'm ill. Don't look great, do I? Look shaped. My nose is like really messed up. I don't know what's happened to it. I scratched it one day, and next thing I know, it's got this big red mark on it. So yeah, now we're here. Now we look ridiculous, but it's not important. It's not important. I'll tell you what is important is this stuff. Wage prediction. Here we go. So I'm a bit worried because last time I ran this program, we nearly, I think I crashed the stream. But I'm just going to use it to explain kind of what's going on. You can already see it's getting a bit laggy. Try to see if there's something I can do to slow down the RAM. Have a look. Anyway, we'll just start. So what did we do? We imported a library. Okay. Pandas, it's used to read data frames. I'm sure anybody who's coded before knows what that is. We read out a database into pandas, and I just wanted to view it to look inside, and you can see we have some features and some indexes, all this cool stuff. So wow, so we actually have over 2.5 million rows. So that's a lot of data we're managing. So it's probably why the processing speed went down. So maybe I'll put it into a different file, for ease of the compute, because 2.5 million rows is well, it's a lot of rows. So yeah, let's go through it. So we have the year. Now I'm pretty sure, in fact, I'm certain that everything in this data set is from 2020. So that is something to note. Remember, COVID happened back in, was it March of 2020? I think so, right? So when predicting the wage, you're going to imagine that there's going to be some kind of skew due to what happened in this year. Then we got the state identification code. So what state is the person in which the wage was recorded. Metro is, I believe it's the what kind of area they live in. Do they live in an urban area? How close are they to a city? One being a complete countryside and 4 being in the city center. Sex, we got 1 is male, 2 is female. I think I'll remember later. Age, I mean, come on. You don't need me to help this. Marital status. Marital status, we have, we have 2 to 6. 0 to 6. We got all different kinds of identifications in there. So are you single, widowed? Do you have a spouse who isn't present? All this kind of stuff. Race, white, black, Asian, Native American. I think this one is a little bit more specific. It's a more unique identifier of what the race is. Citizenship status, I know where I'd be on this. I'm an international student, by the way, for those of you who don't know. Education level, so how educated is the person, what level of education do they go to. This is again a bit more specific. School type, private, public. Occupation, maybe they have an index of what the job actually is. And this is what industry they're in. And here's the target. We're trying to predict the wage. So we're using these information to predict the wage. That's basically the plan. So first we have to make sure that the data is clean and we're ready to model. So you can see here that I run this command, which is basically just checking to see if there's any missing values. There's none. Then I want to look at the distribution a little bit, get a feel of how everything is distributed. Obviously, yeah, only 2020. We'll look at the spread across all of these. Probably not important for most, except from the wage itself. Yep, and we're dealing with all numeric data, which is great, right? It means we don't have to play around with any kind of encoding or anything like that. They're already encoded. They're label encoded, but maybe we can make it a bit more clear. Maybe use one-hot encoding instead, but I don't think it's necessary. So yeah, I took notes just to explain what each of the columns are. Just talked about it. Use the columns again just to look. Probably remove that now. Okay, and then here I just wanted to see which kind of states are most prominent in the data, right? So we have state number 6, which was California. You can see I made a note of that. California, by far the highest amongst all of these in terms of population. So, yep, that's definitely something to note. And these two, I think this one is Texas, this one is New York. Yep, New York and Texas, which are second and third. So those are the big ones. I'd imagine Florida is up there too. Not sure where else, to be honest. I'm British, so you've got to cut me some slack. I've lived here a little bit. So then I just sat down and had a little bit of a think about, what are some traits we would expect from these highly populated areas. So, California is notorious for having quite high taxes, same as New York, whereas Texas is actually quite famous of having low taxes. So then I was thinking maybe we could go a little bit further and we could add features such as the tax rate and maybe poverty rates of the state, just to help determine what the wage could be. But on second thoughts, I'm not really sure, because maybe it's implicit based on the state, right? So, what's the point in adding a tax rate of 40% if the ID is already in California? It's implied, right? So we probably don't need to add the tax rate as a feature. Poverty rate also implicit, given that it's like a macro feature, kind of, not really. So I'm inclined to leave these out because I think it would just create noise. So I'm going to leave them out for now, just so I can ponder other aspects. Education, it's already in there. Let's see, California, high taxes, high wages, strong school districts, tech heavy. This was a big one for me. Yeah. So, we'd imagine in California, because of places like Silicon Valley, that a lot of the distribution would be skewed towards actually two industries, now that I think of it. We got tech, and we also have, we have tech, but then we also have entertainment because of Hollywood, right? So it's popular with the arts as well as tech. So maybe I would be definitely very curious to see what, maybe we'll make a note of it here. Definitely curious. No, I am curious if the distribution of industries is relatively multimodal, right? I would imagine there's probably two major industries in California. So you've got the entertainment side of things and tech, right? High cost of living, lots of diversity, age. You'd imagine that younger people are in California. Tough to tell though. And New York's pretty similar, you know. Maybe not as much Hollywood, but definitely or tech. It's probably more to do with finance. Obviously, lots of finance because of Wall Street, business capital of the world. So lots of business done in New York. Question is there any other industries that we would expect in New York? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, real estate, but then that kind of ties into business. Real estate, risk, it's all business, really. Think maybe I don't know. Okay, anyway, yeah. So we decided it's a classification problem, right? I'm gonna get the whiteboard out. So if you think about it, okay, we're trying to predict wage, and wage itself, right? Wage, it's a regression, right? Problem. Why is it a regression problem? Because wage is continuous, right? So you could go from 8 all the way up to, what, like 200 per hour. Okay. Anyway, don't think it's wage. I think it's salary. Even though it says wage. Well, yeah, so we got 0 all the way up to 9. Okay. And if you look, we actually look at the distribution of the wages, right? And what we can see from this, right, is there are a lot of people that are unemployed, and it's probably even higher because of COVID, but also it's very high around the million mark. So let's explain that. So 0, we're going to investigate, so I'm going to leave that out. But the 1 mil, okay, we would imagine that this would spread onwards to approach infinity, right? The reason why these companies, the census, they do the 999 plus, is because they want to protect people who have a lot of money, so like aristocrats, right? But it is interesting to see that there is a high, proportion of people in that range. Capitalist America. So we don't know, by the way. That's just an assumption I'm making. Okay, we would probably have to really research into how how much more people there are, but you can see 400,000 people of the data set are in that range, right? So that's what almost a seventh of the data set. Given this 2,600,000 observations, right? And there's 400,000 people in this count, so 1/7, roughly. Yeah, it's pretty crazy if you ask me. But then what's even crazier is the zeros. In the zero range, you got 1.2. I'll tell you the count later. Total population. How's wage? Yeah, so it's like a third of the data set. Although that implies there's more, right? So we do have to think about that. By the way, guys, invest in a whiteboard. They help you think. Anyway, yeah. So lots to think about. Now, what I see from this is a classification problem, right? Rather than a regression problem. Think about it like this, okay? We need to classify first whether or not somebody has a wage or not, because it's just such a large proportion of the data. Okay, so this is 2020. A lot of people were unemployed. You can see here I made a note. At a high of 15% US unemployment, roughly, on average 8% over the entire year. And in the preceding years, it was only at around 4. So we could probably expect this number to be like half of what it was, right? No, that's probably wrong, but never mind. But yeah, it just puts it into perspective, right? I mean, look at how high the unemployment was. I mean, this is why this is extremely high. Okay, so let's take that into note. Also, we have, students, disabled people, people who are just unemployed, retirees, all of this. So we wanted to investigate this column more closely, right? Because we want to see what kind of characteristics make somebody unemployed in the 2020 market. So in 2020, you would be, this is crazy, right? We got what? Over 1 million unemployed. Yeah, like a third of the population. Okay. This is pretty interesting, expected as well. If you live in a city, you're more likely to be unemployed, probably because there's more housing projects in cities, right? Sex, yeah, women more unemployed than men, of course. They have children, they have to take care. This is the age distribution, so nothing unexpected here, right? You don't make any money when you're young, then you start to make money, build a career, approach retirement, retire, you die. It's crazy. People's lives, just on a graph. Just like that. What a story. Okay, marital status. He's married. So this one is strange to me, right? I think this is kind of misleading, right? Because this is with a partner, and all of these are without. Okay, so we've got widowed, we've got married but without a partner, we've got single, we've got divorced. But if we aggregate all of these, it's going to be higher than this. So basically what we're saying here is that there is a higher count of people who are not with a partner who don't have wages than people who are. So I guess get married. I guess that's what that means. But then it's also misleading because it's not a percentage, right? Could be skewed. I think we're going to have to resample. Just so we can get a better idea of an even distribution of what this looks like. We will ponder on that. I'm gonna mark that down at the bottom actually, because that was one of my major thoughts. Should we resample? Okay, we'll get to that. Yep, race. Again, this is why I'm saying maybe resample, because white is the race which is easily the highest amongst all of these other categories in terms of zero income. So it would be very misleading for us to say that, white people are more likely to have zero income. But the truth is, this is just counts, right? So we don't know how that works, right? Because there's also going to be a lot more white people in the US compared to other races, right? That's just a fact. Same with this. Citizenships. Yeah, so most people who are not citizens are unemployed. That's totally expected, actually. That could be a major feature in terms of how we could classify wage or not wage. So let's think about it, right? So citizen versus non-citizen, what else could we use which is somewhat similar to that? Well, we could probably use I don't know. I do not know. Again, with the metro, right? We were saying before that this is, you're more likely to be there. But the truth is, it's there's a denser population, so you're more likely to have a higher count there. Here's I'm just looking at. No, we can run it. We have to go back. What are we doing here? So we're adding all of the values up for people in California, and we're dividing it by the amount of people who have zero wage to determine the percentage. What the? Matplotlib backend dot. The fuck? Never heard that in my life. Backends. Do we need to upgrade? That's strange. Never seen that before. Let's ask ChatGPT. I don't know why people hate on ChatGPT so much. Guys, it's the best thing since sliced bread. It's like when the calculator came out. Hit uninstall. Here we go now. Oh, bollocks. It's saying to uninstall it and install it again. We'll give that a go. Not what we want to see, though. Not what we want to see. Anyway, well, let's go. We need it because we used this. This is what we're getting at. This is what we need to explain. Come on. What? Maybe if I refresh or restart the kernel. Maybe that'll help. Come on. That's ridiculous. Have you ever seen anything like it? I haven't. No module named. So it doesn't recognize matplotlib as a library. Check the internet. No module named NumPy. I remember those days. Yeah, it's outdated. That's what I thought. This is not what we want to see. I thought we were just gonna have a chill. Anyway, what is this? This is we're looking at the race by percentage. Yeah. So this is white, black a little higher. I think this one is Asian, Indian. This is pretty high, but they have very low amount of observations. So let's go over how we're gonna build this model. Okay, I'm gonna close it and hopefully this helps. Just try to run everything. See where it stops us. I think it's running. Question mark. There it is. Okay. Okay, we Open Anaconda prompt. Anaconda. Prompt. I think share screen. Can do entire screen. Yeah, and then you can see what I'm actually doing. So just waiting for this to load so we can reinstall. Yeah. It's very fed up on these fucking rules we have to do. In the meantime, I'm going to ask. When should I think we're gonna have to resample. Just thinking about it, because we have like 2/3. 2/3 of the data is 2/3 of the data is wage, and a third of it is no wage. So resampling Seems kind of wise. Problem is it really? Let's have a look. That's. I mean, we still got like 85% F1 score, I think. So, if that's the case, we'll still improve in the predictions. But it would be wise to resample the data, I think. Can try it. Can try it and see what happens. Happens to our ROC AUC score. I'd imagine that the neural net would still be the best. But maybe we're going to restart. Okay, I'm closing out. I'm actually going to completely get rid of everything here. And hopefully we will make it work this time. Definitely going to be resampling today. Uh, I'm not seeing this. So we've been here almost an hour, and haven't even written the line of code yet. Here we go. Please. Same. I. Hopefully it sorts out. Weird, because it was working yesterday. I haven't used Python since. Hopefully we can get it working. This is all it is, guys. It's just like a massive obstacle course of shit we have to deal with. God. What should we do in the meantime? Yes. Can't really do anything else while we're waiting. There we go. Very good game. Not very good. I am good. I'm the best. I was like at an extremely high rating. Well, for me, not too long ago. Caro against everything. It was an extremely high rating not too long ago. And, well, look at where I'm at now. Back to mediocrity. I think I just rush. I play fast. I should probably play some like blitz instead. Okay. I don't like. You can take, 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 take. All right, we're done. Let's try to rerun this. I guess here. But you can take first. Okay, I'll ask a question. Don't mind him taking. Takes that way. Do we take this way? Or do we just take back one down a pawn? We don't mind him taking that. Because we can take with the bishop. Let me fix the camera. Just made it worse. Fuck it. Yeah. So I can't take. Question is, what is he trying to do? All right. Could go here. I take. He takes. He takes there. It's both of these. He does have some ideas. Okay, well, take. I have better pawns. Open this king up. Care as much as this pawn could be weak. All right. I'll bite. Get ready at the castle. Oh, do I get the queen? Probably not. I should get something. Oh, my dumbass. Okay, well, we need to get to this diagonal. So I'll push the pawn. It's a sneaky move. He knows. Okay. Did I miss this? He does not want to indulge. He can't take anyway. Can we add another attacker to the square? No, we cannot. Thank you. He's trying to checkmate. Oh. Good. I just blended the mate. Oh, well played. And that's why I'm bad at chess. Okay. And apparently bad at fixing code too. It's so hot. I said this yesterday. It's actually boiling. And we need to do something about this. Is that it? That's better, right? Now you can see like everything about me. Cool. Cool. Okay, we're gonna do it in the base environment, and I'm gonna run as admin. Make a new environment. They did have a lot of dependencies in the last one. Now we wait again. Probably play chess. Whoa, we have someone in the chat. Hello? That's pretty cool. What's up? I think that might be my first view. We have 2 people. Wow. Welcome. Welcome, people. How's it going? Oh, back to 1. Must not like my tone, huh? Oh, God. That's good, though. Like, 2 people. 2 people is a record. Absolute record. I think I had 1 person before, but that was because I was in it. But 2 people, there's only 1 of me. So it's got to count for something, I think. Can you hear me by any chance? I don't know if I'm coming across on the sound. seemed to be working before. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, all we're trying to do is we have this problem for some reason where we can't. It's not finding the module for the plotting library. Trying to figure that out. It's literally been taking this whole hour. And instead we were trying to build something here. It worked in the last session. We were basically training a neural net to predict wages. And we got it to about like 80 F1 score, which is, I think, actually 85 F1 score. Oh, he left. We must have got so bored. Bored of this stupid shit that I'm saying. Conda activate clean env. And then when we're in, we're gonna launch the notebook. We've really got a light. Here we go. Moment of truth. Wow, look at that. A fresh new environment. Maybe it's what we need. A fresh start. Come on. We must be close. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Conda activate clean environment. put this in. We put this in. Ah! We put this in. Come on. Come on. This is the one. Aha. This is gonna work. I can feel it. If it doesn't, well, we might have a long night ahead of us. Oh, God. This is crazy. I have not to do something like this in like probably my entire. I thought a bird just flew into my fucking house. So apparently some of the files are corrupted. How? I'm not really sure. So we're just looking for some corrupted files to see if we can delete them. It's just so crazy. He's here. So let's go look for ourselves. It's in the C drive. Users. Okay. App data. Okay. Okay. This has got to be it. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. Ah! I am so convinced that we have done it. Go on. Jupiter, no, Duke. Boom. In Python, and then we're going to open the environment. Come on. Come on. It's time. It's fucking time. This has got to do it. It must. It's the only way. we still get error. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to end the stream and I'm going to restart the machine just to make sure that it's being for real. Okay, so I'll bring the stream back if it works, you know. If it doesn't, then I'll probably come back to, okay, I just need to restart the machine to see if, you know, this is really a problem.